Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the game changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
Going good.
And as always, this is the show where each week one of us picks a different movie for the others to check out. And this week it was Dominic's turn to pick. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your choice?
I picked the 2019 Ari Aster film Midsommar. It was the follow-up to his first horror movie, I believe, Hereditary. And we did a review on Hereditary, and I thought it'd be nice to do this one. It takes place a young girl named Danny, her sister, she's got a lot of panic and stuff issues. Her sister commits suicide and kills her parents, and she's just a basket case after that. So her boyfriend is going to Sweden to with college buddies to work on a thesis, and she ends up joining them. And weirdness follows.
Antics ensue.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. When Wesley and I first saw this, it was just like Hereditary. We hated Hereditary when we first saw this movie. But the second time we watched Hereditary, we completely turned it around and gave it a 10 rating. Midsommar, we didn't care for because it's a really bizarre movie. We didn't care for when we first watched it, but after rewatching it, it's really weird because if anybody's seen Hereditary, you know how it's dark and all the scenes are dark. You know, even the outside scenes, I think, had a filter on them to make them look darker. This movie is the polar opposite of it. This is bright. I mean, it's beautiful scenery because they're filming in Sweden. Gorgeous. And I actually think they used a filter to make it even lighter, which I kind of noticed that in a couple things, because if you look, sometimes some of the background is so white, you start to lose some of the detail, but I think that was done on purpose. So we rewatched this movie, and god dang it, I've changed my opinion again. I thought it was after watching it for the second time and kind of knowing what was going to happen and things, I could do a little deeper delve into what they did. And I think it was really good. I mean, except for the guy who played Christian, who was kind of like a dollar store Chris Pratt. And I just didn't like him. He was fine in it, but he just kind of seemed like a weenie. Like if you met him in real life, you go, boy, this guy's a dick, you know. But yeah, I changed. If we reviewed this after the first time we saw this, I would have probably given it like a 2. But my rating is definitely going to change. All right, John Boy.
It is definitely a head trip. It messes with your mind. I don't know. I was watching it and I'm like, what am I watching? What is going on in this movie?
Yep.
Not like I want to turn it off like the ad. It was like Inception. Like, what the hell is going on? When I got to the Sweden, the commune, whatever, I kind of had like some shit's gonna go down now. These people just seem a little too perfect. I've seen enough movies to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what it was gonna be. It was some kind of like sex thing or like sacrifices. I don't know, but some shit was gonna go down. I knew that. um, I don't know if I'd call it a horror. It's weird. Like
Yeah, it's just I guess that's the genre it fits best in.
yeah, because I was watching it like we're an hour into it. I'm like, this ain't really a horror because ain't no one died yet. Like, like, but it's definitely very well shot. I mean, like you said, it's very bright, it's beautiful. There's lots of, the countryside, whatever you want to call it. It's very well done. It's acted very well. I like Florence Pugh. I think she's cute. I like her in Fight with My Family. I think it's everything I saw her in.
Yeah.
Yeah, her boyfriend was kind of a douche. I didn't really like him. Kind of a shitty boyfriend. He didn't even really care. She's like crying, like, yeah, you can get some time to yourself, and then leaves her. Like, I don't know. It's like a thriller mystery more than a horror, I would say. I enjoyed it. I didn't dislike it. Kind of like Hereditary. Like, I might have to watch it again and get a different feel for it. Yeah, it's definitely very, very different.
Yeah.
Definitely different. A little too long. They probably could have trimmed some of it. And it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Just too long.
About that, yeah. And in the theater it felt even longer.
I'm sure. For that kind of movie, it really needs to be sort of short and sweet.
Yeah. Mm.
But, yeah, it's definitely unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw this in theaters, like Dominic said, I wasn't a big fan of this movie. But this time, for some reason, Ari Aster, you did it again, and it clicked with me more. It really might need that kind of movie that needs a second watch to just digest everything that you're seeing. Again, Ari Aster does great work here, brilliant ideas, some interesting camera work. I really liked when they're going into the commune and he does like the upside down. I'm sure that has some sort of meaning, but I just thought it was cool for him to do it. He definitely seems to have a thing for cults and naked old people, which whatever floats your boat, man. The opening was very dark, and a very dark setup there. There's, as far as the predictability factor goes, there's one big thing I knew that was going to happen as soon as the idea was introduced, and that's the May Queen, that whole thing. But other than that, you'll have no clue what's coming next in this movie. There's definitely a huge number of WTF moments, disturbing visuals, including that classic scene that features a cliff. That has become a meme, a very popular meme online of like, what are they looking at? And then you say what it's like, what you think it is.
Brutal.
Yeah. There's a somewhat intentional comedy here and there. From what I get, it was supposed to be intentional. I wasn't sure about that the first time. The second time, I was sort of more like, I think that's supposed to be funny. From some of those WTF moments, like when they're panning around and they show those musicians all of a sudden are in the picture playing like the same three notes. I think that was supposed to be funny. I'm not sure. And a certain scene where a naked woman is giving some support, shall we say? And the mural that is said to be, oh, that's a love story. At the end, when you're like, what is that?
Yeah. I almost was gonna pause it, like that ain't what it. Did I just see what I think I saw? Like,
and then at the end, it's a love story. Sometimes I thought the villagers echoing the emotions that are going on could be a bit much. But it was good, I guess, but it verged on annoying, I guess, at some points for me. Um, this second time around, I caught a lot of foreshadowing. Uh, there's brilliant Easter eggs of what's to come if you're rewatching it. If you watch it the first time, you have no clue. But there is a framed photo of the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz in the friend's apartment, and I was like, tell me that's what I think it is right there to foreshadow something. And the very first thing that pops up on the screen is a mural of the entire plot of the movie. And it's like on the screen for like 10 seconds. And I'm just like, oh my God, but you would never know that the first time you see it. With this director, what the hell he's thinking. Originally I thought that the special effects looked cheap and something out of the local costume shop, but this time I didn't think they were so bad. I thought the blood effects actually looked great. And like you guys said, Florence Pugh gives another great performance. I thought the rest were okay for the kind of characters they are. They don't really need to be great per se, but yeah, this is another one where I changed my opinion on with a twist of the thumb, that will say. I'm very interested to hear some of your trivia, John, for this one, because it might be mind-blowing.
I'm dying to hear this.
Yeah.
It was originally given an NC-17 rating. The director had to cut 30 minutes out to get it to an R.
Jesus.
The Swedish dialogue is intentionally not subtitled so that us at home would feel like the Americans do, where you don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about me, and they're talking about that guy. What's going on? That was on purpose.
Awesome.
In Sweden, they laughed at the parts that we were scared. Instead of eliciting fear, it elicited laughter. Swedish critics praised the film as a black comedy. Different sense of humor over there, I guess. The Mark, who has a phobia of ticks, is based on the director's real-life fear of bugs.
Okay.
He wore 2 pairs of socks over his jeans to ensure that he wouldn't get any bug bites.
Wow.
Set in Sweden, but it's actually filmed in Hungary. Despite the film taking place entirely in sunlight, it does not contain one shot of the sun.
That's true. It doesn't.
No. Yeah.
Danny's name, Ardor, her last name is Latin for flame. So more foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande is a huge fan, calling it one of her favorite films. She tried to buy the May Queen gown, but was denied. She threw a Midsommar themed birthday party for her 27th birthday.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say she was in the running to play Danny, and I was going to say, oh my God, no. Yeah. I know there's when she's laying in bed after her loss towards the beginning of the movie, there's like a picture of like a girl and a bear that's foreshadowing. I'm just like, how does this guy plant these seeds, like for second and third time watchers? It's crazy.
That's actually one of the trivia.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
In his apartment, there's a painting of a bear and a woman wearing a crown hanging over her bed.
Mm.
In the original script, after Christian has sex with that villager girl, he was supposed to grab his robe and run out, but the actor thought it would make more sense if he ran out nude to show his vulnerability, and that he was so terrified he didn't even bother getting dressed. He just wanted to run.
It makes sense.
I want to find a building where you open the door and there's like 10 naked women. That's all I want to know. Where's that?
Yeah, maybe not some of those old ones.
Not some of those women. Despite being the two main characters, neither Danny nor Christian say a word in the last 25 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
This is kind of gross. During the meal where they have the meat pies are served, where he finds the hair, everyone else's drink is yellow except for his is red.
Yeah.
You want to guess why it's red, or do I have to tell you?
Oh God.
Yep.
I love that scene when they're like, when do we sit? When it feels right. And then they just stand there for like another minute. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It was blood, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, not just any blood, a certain kind of blood that comes once a month. The age of consent in Sweden is 15, which is why that girl is supposed to be so young. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of sketchy.
The actress was 20 at the time.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
The thing hanging, it's hard to say without spoiling it, that they pan from right to left. It's like you said, it's literally the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Danny and Christian show very little affection towards each other in the movie. They don't even kiss once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a douche. Both of his movies, Hereditary and this one, have included gruesome shots of bashed-in faces, cults, explorations of grief and relationships, intense depictions of sorrow, shots where the camera filmed straight down, and old people in the nude. That's what you want to be known for, I guess.
J.J. Abrams has lens flares. This guy has naked old women.
The old lady from the cliff was meant to look like Danny.
Okay.
And if you watch the movie, you can. That's the whole cycle thing they talk about.
Now, you know what I'm wondering? If that old lady on the cliff was a prior May Queen, or
I'm not sure, or if that's what happens when you turn 72 thing.
Yeah.
Like, what was Logan's Run? You couldn't be what, 21 or
30.
30.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
There's probably like college courses on this movie. You can take.
His name being Christian is meant to be Christian. The religious thing well, good pick, Dom. This is definitely I'm still thinking about it like 2 days later. Like, what the hell is this movie?
Yeah, this was another one where, like Hereditary, where like once a month we'd bring this movie up to each other and wonder about it, you know?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I'm not, probably won't be in my top 20 next year or anything, but it's not something I could watch over and over, but I wasn't bored.
All right. I'll go first since it was my movie and I usually go first. Like I said, it's completely changed for me. I thought it sucked the first time I saw it. I watched it again, and I think it was actually a brilliant movie. Ari Aster is rapidly becoming one of my favorite directors. I mean, really rapidly becoming. He's up there now. God, I think if I would have rated it, like I said, the first time I saw it, I would have given it a 2. I don't think this movie was as good as Hereditary. I mean, but
It's hard to compare, really.
it is because they're so different. And I think I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and go with 10.
All right. Well, if I had watched it twice like you guys, I probably have a different perspective. But I still think it's an 8. It's pretty good.
Okay, that's respectable.
Definitely.
It's definitely. I mean, it makes you think.
Yeah, and I gave this the rating of a suck it the first time I saw it, and it's going all the way up to A-list approved. And I think I'm gonna have to go with the 10 as well. It went totally to the other side of the spectrum for me in the second watch.
Yep.
I can see that. I'd argue with you guys.
Oh yeah.
You have to watch it again.
Yeah, after a few months, watch it again, John. I think you might. You're gonna now that you know what to expect. I think you'll get even a deeper appreciation for it.
And just like Hereditary, anyone who didn't like it the first time, watch it again. Even if you hated it, just watch it again and see if it's better this time around.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's time for John's pick for us for the next show. What do you have this time?
This is one that you and I had talked about, and you didn't have it at the time. I think you said you got it now. So I haven't watched it. I've been waiting. I'm picking Chapter 27.
I have it.
Jared Leto, Lindsay Lohan. That's all I needed to know. Lindsay Lohan.
He plays John Lennon's killer.
Jared Leto, yeah. Hard to see.
Yeah.
On the back of the card. It's Mark David Chapman.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I knew nothing about it. I just saw what it was about. I'm like, oh, okay.
Does Lindsay Lohan play John Lennon?
I don't know who she plays.
I don't think she plays John Lennon.
Or Yoko.
Yoko.
So I know nothing about it, so we'll see.
All right. Sounds good. I've heard of it, but I never watched it. Yeah. All right. So until then, we'll be back next week. John, you want to talk a little bit about your podcast?
We Like Wrestling podcast. 4 guys talking about wrestling, past, present, pay-per-view reviews, releases apparently, tournaments, anything wrestling related, we talk about it. We're on Apple iTunes, we're on Spotify, wherever you find podcasts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We Like Wrestling podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Westside of 515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTrueBayless. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. Until next time, truth out.